Okay, I apologize to everybody in the chat. Sorry for the delay, but you only get to celebrate a trophy once, and we wanted to be perfect. Happy Supporter Shield Day to everybody. I am Vince La Rosa. With me are the defenders of the Banc. I've got Scarf. I've got Philly. Connor will join us eventually. I promise he will, because this is a big day. As I said, it's Supporter Shield Day. No matter what happens in this result, there's going to be a celebration.
Right. A sexy Supporter Shield celebration, friends. And
say that 10 times fast.
No way. For those of you who aren't at Banc California Stadium and are watching from abroad, thank you so much for participating. Make sure that you hit us up with comments, hit us up in the chat, ask us questions. As I've said countless times before, it's more fun when you help interact with us. And speaking of interacting, welcome back, buddy.
There he is.
How you doing?
But we should give him a second to, get
I have to put him on the spot right away.
You know what? While we give Connor a second to put in his earpiece, let's talk about something important, because we do have this spot again, second home game in a row, and it's become a little bit more important than even the last time. But let's remind people what is behind us and why.
Yeah, look, we have this beautiful scarf sculpture here in Pepsi Plaza. And of course, today is an even more special day in terms of raising money for the Mauricio Facio futsal field that we are building in Southeast LA. Every single post that you put out today with the hashtag Scarves Up for Good, usually, Vince, it raises $5 for the Mauricio Facio futsal field. Today, Pepsi is donating $20 for every single time you use the hashtag Scarves Up for Good on your social media posts. Please, during the game, before the game, after the game, take pictures of your food, take pictures of your friends, take pictures of Philly. It doesn't matter what you take a picture of. Use the hashtag Scarves Up for Good, and it raises $20 every single time you use it. Vince, you had a great thought when we were doing the rehearsal. I think we get that field funded today.
Everybody that can hear our voice, either in the chat or walking behind us, we are building that field today. We're reaching the goal today. We've even got the scarf that is also donating towards the court. I have a shirt on from the Tiger supporters group for Chicho Rongo that is also donating towards the court. But I want to ask you this, Philly, because you're the numbers guy. $5 to $20, is that a 400% increase?
That's quite significant. In fact, when you go out there and post a picture of whatever and you do hashtag Scarves Up for Good, don't do it once. Do it 5 times.
That's right.
So that way you're going to raise $100 every time you post to social media. Let's get that sucker built up quick. Respect for Mo, respect for the futsal court, respect for everything. Hashtag Scarves Up for Good.
Absolutely. And look, it's Supporter Shield Day, right? We all have that lasting memory of both Jimmy and Mo at center pitch, holding up the Supporter Shield for everybody at Banc California Stadium. Couldn't think of a better day. Couldn't think of a better reason. Hashtag Scarves Up for Good.
Times 5.
I like it.
Times 100.
Times
Go
100.
hard.
It's
Hey, Connor, you're back.
Hi, Connor.
Hey.
What's up, guys?
Hey, buddy.
Hey. We missed you, bud.
So, Leonardo, I love you. You're in the chat almost every day, but bro, get off my behind. Like, he's just like on me. Yes, I know I was late. My apologies.
He misses you.
Well, you're a professional.
No,
So
I know.
Why don't you professionally move us along to the next segment and really get us back on
There
track?
you go.
I like what he did
I don't
there.
know what you guys mentioned at the top of the show because I wasn't here, but I hope you mentioned it. This is our first pregame as crowned Supporter Shield winners.
Yes.
That kind of feels great.
Yes.
It feels good. It's a Sunday. It's sunny out. It's a nice little breeze coming in right now.
Right.
And we were top of the league.
Yeah, I made sure to make the walk. I try to make the walk out there to Christmas Tree Lane every time we have a home game. But sometimes I'm busy and there's stuff going on, like setting up this stream. But this week I made sure I had to be out there because I just want to see all the smiling faces.
Yep.
Everyone's so happy. They want to win this game. Of course, we want to win every single home game.
Right.
But they also know that after this game, it's going to be louder. It's going to be one of those rare games where it's going to be even louder probably after the game because we're going to raise the Supporter Shield. And I think that they get what it means. I think that, there's a lot of maybe the older MLS clubs that want to clown on people that get excited about the Supporter Shield. Well, this is the new MLS. I don't know if it's MLS 3.0 or 3.6.
Whatever number we're at now.
Whatever you want to call
Section
it.
C.
But this Supporter Shield means something. And we have so many players, as you can see from the video now, that are coming from countries where this is the championship.
Right.
So I don't care if you still like MLS Cup more, but this is 1A, 1B.
Absolutely.
You cannot diminish this achievement.
And look, it takes an entire season to win this trophy. You can get hot right at the end of the season and walk your way to MLS Cup. We've seen it happen. Look, Eli Manning has 2 Super Bowl rings. Let's talk about that. But either way, what I love more than anything else is that we get an entire year now to celebrate this shield. Of course, we only had until March of 2020 to celebrate the last time we have the Supporter Shield. We have 365 or so full days, and I'd like to thank the supporter from New England that came over and brought that beautiful shield to us today.
Yeah, can you imagine that? He had to wheel the whole thing from New England or wherever
He
Massachusetts
put it on a
he was
plane,
from.
I think. It was.
But wheel it to the airport, thank you very much.
There you go.
And then fly with it. I wonder how much the cost of the supporter shield would be added onto his ticket. I'd venture to guess it would have been more expensive than his ticket, but we're happy that it's here. We're going to see it tonight. And it's unbelievable that we're getting to raise it
Salt in
twice.
those wounds is the fact that the Revs didn't even make playoffs, too.
Right.
He has to toss that up.
Well, then at least he has something to do.
There you go. He gets to come out to LA. This beautiful weather. It's hot.
Do you think
no one likes foliage
do you think
anyway.
it was
I'd rather
stowed
be
away,
here.
or do you think it sat in a seat?
Oh, I think it was sitting right next to him.
He was
on the
cuddling
plane.
it.
I was asking about him, not the okay, no, I'm kidding.
But
You got jokes.
Horrible jokes. I try. Hey, look, you can tell it's a festive
Right?
environment.
I mean, with
We're
a hat
having
like
fun.
that, you'd have to have a sense of humor.
Oh, wow.
Oh, baby. Love you, Vince.
Oh,
Winner. You take the cake. You take the cake there. I'm not gonna even fire back. You win.
I've also been asked to stop bringing up the NFL. Touche. I will stop.
Yes.
That other kind of fun.
I would agree.
Yep.
I would agree.
It's just a great day, though. Like, I just want to reiterate that one more time. Just really, really, really want to we're going to go into a game that, like, there's no real pressure today.
No real pressure.
We get to just celebrate.
Yep.
It's going to be
We've never had that before, right? We're always playing this last
I'm
game.
always stressed out
Right?
when I come here
You
for
are
like
always
good
stressed.
reason,
That's
right? There's
true.
always a lot of pressure on a team that like strives to be the best every year.
Yep.
And it's nice to just have like one game where we can truly just enjoy it.
Yeah.
Okay, well, there's no pressure on this game, but there's pressure on what we're going to do next.
Sure.
It's players to watch, Connor.
Yes.
And so we do players to watch every week. We actually have a very good prize this week. It's a signed Ryan Hollingshead soccer ball. You're going to want to win this prize, but in order to win it, you have to beat us. So you might think, hey,
Yeah, good luck.
Doesn't matter what LAFC does today. I feel great because I'm going to win Supporter Shield. But if you want to win this, we went hard. We picked good choices for this.
That is a
And
beautiful ball.
We're going to
Round,
go around
yellow.
the horn.
I like it.
Actually, I am the one that is up first.
You are.
I'll tell you mine. You're not going to beat me because I have Hani Mukhtar, who has 23 goals and 11 assists on the season, should be the MVP. He got robbed of it the last time from Carlos. He'll probably be robbed of it from Sebastian Riossi, but he should be the MVP.
Oh.
And then for LAFC, I'm picking Denny Bawanga. He scored a goal. He's feeling it. I got to talk to him. He said he's never felt more comfortable.
Right.
And he thought that the Houston game here at home was when he was like, I'm going to show out. I'm going to show people what I'm all about. Now he gets his goal. I think he's going to go that much farther. So
Love it.
remember, you pick one player from each team, but you got to beat us in order to win that signed ball. And you got to get it in before kickoff. So just a little bit of time. Luckily, we're earlier this week because we're going to toss you to KCOP. But get your picks in. And let's see. Next up is Philly. Philly, who are your players to watch?
Hey, so success happens to build upon success. And when I'm talking about success with LAFC, as of late, it's going to be Carlos Vela. He scored 4 out of the last 6 goals for LAFC, a player of the month candidate, clicking on all cylinders. He's now the 5th player in Major League Soccer history to have 3 consecutive seasons of double digits in goals, that's 12, double digits in assists, that's also 12. It's only Diego Valeri, Jaime Moreno, and Preki that are above him. So
That's a pretty good list.
That's a pretty darn good
Solid
list to
list.
be a part of. And so it's going to be Carlos Vela for me to watch. And we welcome back the prodigal son, a player that is near and dear to all our hearts. Nashville's 3rd leading scorer. And I'm talking about one Walker Zimmerman. 4 goals on the season, 1 assist, a heck of a defender, U.S. men's national team player, but he comes back to a place where he knows he's loved and where he's had some success. So I'm going to keep my eye on you, Walker. Welcome back, buddy.
Philly dropping knowledge. I did not know he was their 3rd leading scorer.
Third leading scorer.
Right behind
4
CJ
goals.
Sapong.
There you go. Scarf, you're up.
So look, players to watch isn't necessarily have anything to do with the fantasy points or anything else. These are just players where I show up to the building. I want to see how they do. And mine for LAFC is Mahala. If he can get a brace today, if he can get 2 goals, he'd be at double digits. And he said he wants to
That would
score
be
10
incredible.
goals. I would love that for Mahala. I think everyone's fan favorite right now is Mahala. And then, of course, Walker Zimmerman. He mentioned a bunch of the reasons why we love Walker. We're happy to have him back. Hey, come out and hang out with us afterwards, Walker. We're lifting up a cool trophy. Right?
Yeah, yes.
You think
sir.
he
Cool
sticks around?
trophy.
No.
Oh, I think he does.
I'll keep my answer short and simple.
That should be a
For
prop bet.
LAFC, I have Carlos Vela, former MVP, and to be MVP this year, Hani Mukhtar. I'm calling it now.
Good call. Good call.
Pretty straightforward.
I like that.
Points on the board.
Keeping it succinct and straightforward. Points on the board.
Points on the board.
That would be the name of your team. Okay, guys, just remember, in order to play, you just need to pick one player from Nashville, one player from LAFC, and you need to send it to our socials, or you can put it in the chat, but you need to do it before kickoff. So that's your last reminder. Ryan Hollingshead, sign ball, which you just saw on the screen once again, on the line. Got to beat the 4 of us. We picked pretty good. See, people walking by
There you
with
go.
that Ryan Hollingshead sign
And
ball.
when you by the way, when you send it to us, use the hashtag scarves up for good too. Don't
Yeah.
forget.
Times 5. though.
Perfect
Times
time
5.
to use scarves up for good. So I'm going to move us along to, I said that a good prop bet might be whether or not Walker Zimmerman sticks around to watch the trophy lifting ceremony. Now, explain Scarf.
Yeah.
And I won't say it this time because it's celebratory
We'll take
about
it.
you being a degenerate gambler. Because you are a degenerate
Thank you for
gambler.
not saying
But
it.
I won't say it this time directly to you.
Right.
But if you could tell everyone how prop bets work, because a degenerate gambler would know exactly how they do.
If I were one, here's what I would tell you. You have to pick a side on each one of these. So is it a player is going to score or not? Is it a player going to have enough corner kicks or a team going to have enough corner kicks or not? You get to pick one side or the other, and then you get to go against the four of us and see if you can beat us in a parlay. We'll talk about that in a minute. But that being said, these prop bets, so much fun. First player to score, I believe, right, is our first prop bet. And Vince, who do you have as your first player to score?
You know my gambling streak, I always go for the value. Bwanga, because Bwanga is my player to watch.
I love it. I'm the same way. I want to see Mahala score a brace, so I believe I picked Mahala in mine. Philly?
I'm glad I read the question correctly because next to my notes, I put under, which is clearly not the answer to the question. He's been kind of quiet lately. I'm going to go with Chicho Arango, 16 goals. He's going to get his 17th. And by the way, that is the second highest goal total of an LAFC player in the history of our club. Chicho, it is.
And he looks great on a t-shirt.
Similar to Vince, I'm going with the value pick, Carlos Vela.
I like it. He's talking about value picks over here. Over under 0.5 penalties. Of course, you can't have half a penalty. What they're basically asking you is, do you think it's going to happen or not? I imagine we already know your answer, Philly.
Chicho. That's where I wrote the note. I'm going with under for that one. No story there.
Connor, you think
Over
it's
100%.
Over. I like
Always
it. Vince,
drama.
do you have a PK happening today?
This isn't Carson, it's under.
I have under as well.
They're the only ones that get penalties.
That's true. And they
14.
And they miss a bunch of them. Over under the first free kick taker, I believe, is
Not over under. Who is the
Over
first-
under
is-
first.
oh yeah,
free
sorry,
kick
over.
taker.
So I'm not the only one who can't read his notes, I take.
Wow, tough
Our
day in the
first
office for you
free
guys.
kick taker of the match. I believe I have Kellen Acosta as the first free kick taker. I hope he starts today. We have no idea. That's going to be fun. Who do you have as the first free kick
Keep in
taker, Connor?
LAFC in LAFC's half, it's going to be Ilie Sanchez.
Ilya Sanchez. I like it. Philly.
Over. I'm just kidding. Carlos Vela.
Carlos Vela and Vince.
I have Giorgio Chiellini because I think it will be deep in LAFC's half, and Giorgio will just restart play quickly.
I like it. I like it. And over under a combined 2.5 goals. Look, I think they're going to play everybody today. I think it's going to be opened up pretty well. I've got over. Vince?
Yeah, I don't see a real tactical battle here, so over. There's going to be goals.
Philly?
No jokes here. Over.
Over. Come on, it's LAFC.
All right, we got 4 in a row. So here's what we get to do now with the parlay. We each take 2 of those those prop bets, and we parlay them with our score line for the match. And that's how you really make the big money. So for our parlay today, we're going with Philly first. Philly, your parlay, what are we doing, bud?
All right, so now my handwriting
Don't
is
say
bad.
over or under.
No, I won't. All right, so as far as first player to score, I got Chicho. I've got that. As far as the penalties, I've got under 0.5, and I got Vela as the first free kick taker. So I'm winning, boys.
I like
Sorry,
it. What's your
I'm
score line
winning.
for the match, bud?
Oh yeah, that part.
That's the hard part.
While I would like to see an LAFC win, I think we're going to have a 2-2 draw today. That's
Not
my
a
thought.
bad pick. I think you and I talked about that on our podcast. Vince, what are we thinking the parlay is? Where's the value today?
Value is in Bwanga scoring. Keep that players to watch drive to succeed there. Over on the goals, 2.5 goals. And then I, as well as Philly, have a 2-2 draw. I feel like that just makes everyone happy.
Yeah.
Look, you don't want to lose a game and then raise a trophy.
I
but
hear ya.
a 2-2 draw, some fireworks, some goals. It'll be fun.
I don't think we have to worry about Connor's score prediction making everybody happy. Connor, your parlay for the day.
Okay, so I have Vela scoring first.
Love that.
I have over 2.5 goals.
We're seeing lots
And
of goals
the reason
today.
I'm settling on this score prediction is because I just recently got FIFA 23, and the Banc of California Stadium is on FIFA 23.
Beautiful, isn't
and
it?
it's great to play. It feels,
Right?
I don't know. I get this fun feeling that I don't have to play in the Carson Stadium anymore on
Right.
FIFA. And I played a game, and it ended 3-1. So I think that's what's going to happen.
Wow.
I like
I'm
it.
basing everything on one game of FIFA that I played at the
I
Banc.
thought you were going to give us like a 16-0 scoring line on rookie mode.
No.
Oh,
No,
that was
I'm not
my
that
scoring
good.
line when I played the Galaxy.
Look, I'm a little more tentative with my parlay. Normally, I like to go big or go home, but I'm going with, I think, the 2 safest prop bets out there. I've got under 0.5 penalties. I do not think there'll be a penalty. I've got over 2.5 goals because I think we will see a bunch of goals scored today. And I'm going with a very optimistic but cautious 2-1 LAFC scoreline today. But again, I think they're going to play everybody. I think we're hopefully going to see some names and faces out there that don't get a ton of run. It's going to be a really fun match today.
It's a celebration.
Yep.
And like I've told you guys before, we are a little bit early because we're throwing you to KCOP, which makes me happy for 2 reasons. One, I like getting done early so we have a chance to get in our seats and we don't miss any of the action.
Oh, yeah.
To
Oh, yeah.
the fact that my good friends and coworkers at times, Max Bredos, Mark Rogandino, and Jordan Harvey get to call a game. They don't get that ripped out from under them in the last local broadcast.
Right.
So that's why we're wrapping it up quickly here. But this is kind of where we get a little bit more serious and we talk about how LAFC can do well in the game. It's called Shoot Your Shot. It's basically what if Steve walks in the dressing room after warm-ups, he says, guys, one last thing. I want to tell you this. That's what we kind of consider Shoot Your Shot. And up first is Scarf.
Yeah.
Scarf, your Shoot Your Shot. It's a lot of these are going into the celebration, but I don't want to step out too much on what you got. So
Absolutely. Look, I hope Steve goes in there and says, all right, veterans today, we are going to let the kids play. We're going to let the players that don't get to see a lot of burn play today. I know many of them suited up just yesterday for the Las Vegas Lights in their playoff push, right? We saw Danny Trejo, Cal Jennings, Christian Torres, Tony Leone. All the young guys are down there in Vegas playing for the Las Vegas Lights. But I'm going to mention
big victory.
I'm going to mention one name in particular who didn't play in that game yesterday, and that's Nathan Ordaz, our newest, youngest signing. Maybe there's a chance. I haven't seen the 18 yet. I don't even know if Ordaz will be in there. But I'm really hoping.
Okay.
I'm getting a lot of coughs here, like I'm completely wrong. I just want to see the young kids play. Again, Tony Leone has been the player I've been calling for all season. Let the young kids play.
Hey, hope is free, brother.
Hope is free.
Scarf has lovers. Okay, so
Don't tell Nina that.
we've got Connor. No, you can be a Scarf lover and not be. It's, you know.
I love it.
Yeah, but it sounded odd.
Hey, he's a Latin teacher. There's a lot of different kinds of love.
Absolutely.
Padre
There we go.
nostre qui es in Chile.
Connor,
Wow,
you're up.
you are really dropping knowledge. That's impressive. Connor.
Anyway, moving on from whatever that was.
Latin.
My shot is going to be, guys, just have fun. I talked about it a little bit.
Just have fun out there,
No,
guys.
this is similar to
Right.
Scarf's point. Not
Right.
necessarily playing the kids, but look, this has been a tough season. It's been a tough season, and as a fan, I'm glad that I get to come to a game and not really feel any pressure coming into the game. Think about how that must feel for the players.
Right.
Steve Trundolo, new head coach, one of the best winning record for
For a first-year head coach,
a first-year head
Yep.
coach. This team has bonded under him, and a product of that isn't just competitive success, but just the quality of work, the quality of life, and I
Right.
like that, and I want to see that on the
Quality
field.
of life.
And I want to see them just enjoy themselves, and when they're enjoying themselves, they're going to play well no matter what happens.
I really wish you would have brought the shirt that says, I just hope both teams have fun.
I want both teams to have fun.
He has a mustache. That obviously proves by default he's here to have fun.
Yeah, he's fun. Okay, Philly, what do you got?
So, when reading the media notes for today's game, I came across a fact that was kind of cool. We don't have any players that are out due to any kind of injuries. The only player that we have out is Jesus David Murillo, but that's because of yellow card accumulation. I want our boys to stay healthy. This is a festive environment. This is fun. We welcome back Walker Zimmerman. We hoist the supporter shield. There's no pressure. But more importantly than that, like business, we're going to take care of so much of it after today. Everybody needs to stay healthy. This game, while it doesn't matter, to me, I think it matters to Maxime Crepeau because if he gets a win, he actually ties the MLS record for most wins by a goalkeeper in a single season. So I would like to see Maxime win. But more importantly than that, I want to see these boys stay healthy because one way or another, whether we win, lose, or tie, we are still the best in the West and best in MLS. And it's going to suck if we go into October 20th with any of our boys injured. So stay healthy, have fun, enjoy this because there aren't very many moments like it. Enjoy the time because we have a wild ride ahead of us in the next couple of weeks.
High five.
High five.
So I'm up. I'm going to channel my inner Steve Trundolo a bit. I was at training on Friday to hear them talk because I was curious how they were going to be taking the game.
Yeah.
Were they going to be full in on the have fun train? Were they going to be full in on everybody plays? And it seems like they're taking it pretty seriously. But the one thing that they're not taking it serious, and the one thing that I think we've all alluded to, is the result doesn't matter. It's wrapped up. Nobody can catch you. MLS comes through Banc, California Stadium, but they are going to have a little bit of a break. And as Kalopsis said in the media availability, you don't want to go into a break. Hi, Sujin. You don't want to go into a break having basically dropped the stinker, right? So
Right.
it's all about the performance here, not so much the result, because the result does not matter, and that's why we're all feeling very lighthearted.
It always matters, Vince.
No, but it really doesn't. If LAFC goes out there and they play a game where somehow a bad bounce goes against them, they lose 2-1, but they play an incredible game.
Right.
They're on the front foot. They're dominating in shots. As Steve Trundolo says, he has a lot of metrics. Shots on target, getting into the 18, dominating the ball. If they do all those things, I think he'll be happy. So for me, it's all about the performance, not the scoreline. I think, look, that's what the beauty of this sport is. In football, you literally can have a dominant performance and sometimes not the result. So maybe that'll ease them a little bit, but they got to know that they got to put in a good performance because then you take 10 days off.
Right.
And you just sit and stew on it when you got to get that out of your mind. I think they're all of the right mind and body that they need to go out there and have a good performance for their mind and body.
Yeah, we are still waiting on the starting 11, but a really fun game to play. And you guys heard me bring out a lot of different names out there. Who do we want to see play?
We'll tell you someone who won't play.
Who's that?
Jesus Davimarillo.
Correct.
If he were to play, it actually would be a forfeit.
Right.
I mean, I don't know if teams have ever tried to pull that off, pretending like they don't know.
He's not a guy that blends in very well either.
No, he sticks out like a sore thumb. So
Yeah.
he won't be there. So I'm going to guess that Giorgio Chiellini and Eddie Segura would be our starting.
I like that. I think behind him, I'm going to say this. I appreciate you bringing out the Maxime Crepeau record. I think I want to see Big John McCarthy today. Give Max a little bit of
how do you guys
rest.
feel on this? Because we kind of talked about this on LAFC 360. Do you want to play players that you probably are not going to see in the playoffs?
100%. See, this is the problem. Like, look, as much as I want to see John McCarthy play, like, you don't need him to play.
Right.
He's not going to make an appearance in the playoffs. God forbid Maxime Crepeau gets injured.
Seriously.
So there's absolutely no value.
Where's that
in
big wood
him
log that we got to knock on
getting
again?
playing time right now, other than like a high five? Come on, you want Maxime to be on his A game.
I would love 45 minutes of the team you think is going to start the playoffs.
Sure.
Yeah,
Sure.
I mean, if that doesn't happen, like all our parlays are basically out the window because we picked starters. So if everybody from the bench plays, we're all going to lose. I mean, but I'm with you. Like, you want some of these players that don't get any burn to feel rewarded, to feel appreciated. Bring out your starters for the first 45 minutes. Have them go out there, compete, bang a couple of goals, and let some other players play that don't get the opportunity, because this is going to be an atmosphere that we may not see for a little while. I'm hoping for next season, but let guys like McCarthy play. Let guys who don't play get some burn. Let them feel appreciated for the hard work that they've put in to get our first team prepared to having won that supporters.
You want to
and
have
eventually that MLS Cup.
sub?
Sure, why not?
All right.
You still only get 5. I know for sure he'll use all 5 subs.
You know what Steve
that.
Cherundolo told me just now with this tweet from LAFC? He said, Scarf, that's a beautiful thought about playing the kids. Not going to happen in the starting 11.
You have the starting
you got
11.
it.
We got ourselves a real lineup here. How about Maxime Crepeau in goal?
Get that
Brian
22,
Hollingshead,
baby.
Eddie Segura, Giorgio Chiellini, Cheeky Palacios, Kellen Acosta, Ilie Sanchez, and Latif Blessing. Maybe giving Sifu a little bit of a rest. And a front line of Chicho, Vela, and Danny Bawanga. We are bringing the fire in the first 45 minutes.
Those
So
are
our
all players
parlays
you
are alive.
theoretically could see in the playoffs.
I mean, that's pretty close to a starting 11 in the playoffs.
Yeah, and I think you nailed it on the head. Sifu has been running out of gas a little bit. He's put in a lot of miles, so maybe a good idea to just give him a little break. He also had to fly out for international duty, put some extra minutes on his legs. So I think the reasoning is sound, and it goes back to what he said. He wants them to stay in rhythm, wants a good performance.
And it goes back to what he said earlier, right? The players that fit the system and are playing the right way will play, whether we have everything wrapped up or not. I think this could be another 90-minute performance from Denny Bawanga on the front line as well. I would love to see that.
I think so.
I'm just happy to see Latif Blessing getting a nod in the starting lineup. Going into the playoffs, you want a player who hasn't really started that many matches to get hopefully a 90 minutes under his belt leading up to it. So,
and maybe a little reward for how good he was when he came to the game in Portland.
Yeah.
He helped change the game, helped move the team forward, and that's how they got that game-winning goal.
Well, if I'm not mistaken, I think it's only like Latif and Chicho that have actually played in every single game for LAFC this season. So while not starting all that much, he's certainly gotten in a lot of playing time.
All right, well, look, the best thing that I get to do being a part of this panel here is to tell you about the live broadcast. That's on KCOP 13 and ESPN Radio with our good friends, Max Bredos, Mark Rogandino, and Jordan Harvey. Look, I'm partial to these 3 guys next to me, but those 3 guys, they're pretty sweet too. So make sure you're checking out the live broadcast, KCOP 13
one last time, baby.
and ESPN Radio. This may be the last ever local broadcast.
As the Rolling Stone said, this will be the last time.
This will be the last time.
You're not partial to me. You wanted me to play the silent game during our podcast later on.
Start now.
Well, folks, normally, we start a little late today. We're going to start a little late later on as well, because we're going to be in the stadium witnessing our boys host that Supporters Shield. So once that happens and they raise that, we'll be back out here. So make sure you come back, get in the questions, get in the chats. Let's have some fun. But keep in mind, we will not be here right away. We're waiting for LAFC to raise that Supporters Shield,
but
folks.
before we end it, I want to show everybody brand new ink on my leg.
Look
He
at
did
that.
Get the tattoo.
It's on my body
We talked about
forever.
it on
The
LAFC
wing.
316. He went all out.
I love it.
I really thought it was going to be a portrait of Vince. I like it, though.
It's close.
nice.
Maybe
That's
next
his
one.
next one.
All right, we'll see you guys after the celebration. Enjoy it, live it up. It only happens every so often.
Sunday, baby.
Live it up.